Hey there, welcome to the table. This is an errata video. I realized we made two mistakes in a playthrough, and I know some folks are using my playthrough to learn how to play this game, and I want to make sure that you get it right. So there's two things that I was doing incorrectly that has now come to my attention that need to be fixed, and so I want to get those corrected here, and we'll make sure it gets inserted into the playthrough stream. And yeah, let's jump into it. The first one has to do with lockpicking. So there is a location that has a lockpick on it, and it has the keyword success. So you'll see that in my playthrough, I spend an actual hero action to pick this lock. And it is in the rulebook. It flatly tells you to do that, and it is correct. So from this perspective, I'm playing the game correctly. But then you eventually come across a room that has a lockpick, but it has the fail keyword. The fail keyword does not cost an action. So there was my mistake. So it was actually making the game a little harder on me than I needed to. I was spending an action to do this, and you don't. Anytime there's a fail keyword, it's a free lockpick roll. You don't have to spend an action to do it, but you must do it, of course. And if you fail, you get the penalty. So obviously there's consequences, whereas success is optional. You don't have to do this one. And like here, you can see everybody heals 1. That's a huge boon. So this is an optional thing that you don't have to do. That's why it costs you an action, whereas this one does not cost you an action, but you must do it. Okay, so there's rule mistake number 1. It seems subtle, but I was spending way too many actions picking locks, and you don't have to in your playthrough. The second one is going to make the game a lot more challenging. And I'm going to confess, like, when you watch this playthrough, you're going to see me play this wrong or incorrectly, and I will get to a point where I make the comment that the game is too easy, and I will make the comment that I'm swimming in experience points. And then you can just chuckle because you're like, aha, Jeff, you don't realize that you're playing the game wrong. And that's true. I didn't realize I was playing the game wrong. When you clear an adventure in a campaign, so we're playing a campaign here, when you clear an adventure, all your experience points gets wiped. It goes back to 0. And then if you have a character like Gareth here, who gives you 2 experience points, you gain that at the start of your next adventure. So when we start the next adventure, you start with a wiped clean slate, and then you can spend 2 experience. You get 2 experience points to start the adventure, so you at least have some. You will see in the playthrough that I was actually trying to spend experience points lavishly, and I was still earning more than I spent. And I was chuckling because it was like impossible to lose experience points. And it's true, because the game is meant to start with 0, and you're supposed to gain experience points so you can use your skills. It's actually a much better designed game this way. And so in some ways I'm grateful that I got the rule wrong. And it does make the mission more challenging, because you will see that I will go in with a wizard and spend 1 action. And then whenever you cast a spell, I have to spend an action to cast a spell, and then I have to either spend 2 focus, another action, or 4 experience points. Well, I get to a point where I have every experience point, like I have hundreds of experience points, so I don't care if I spend 4. And so you'll see me spending 4 experience points, casting Fire Hands for 1 action, and then using another action and 4 experience points to cast it again. So I'm just blasting the enemy to oblivion by doing 2 Fire Hands attacks, when in reality, if I start the game with only 2, I have to find another way to cast this Fire Hands, which means spending another action or spending focus. So I just wanted to make it clear that the game is a little more challenging, and those are the 2 rules I got wrong. My dog is starting to bark, so I'm going to end this video, and happy gaming.